What this video training is about is the fastest path to building a $100,000 per month online business in just 4 days per week. My name is Steph Frey and I'm super excited to be sharing this with you today. I'm going to be sharing with you what the growth journey looks like for coaches doing from $5,000 per month all the way up to $100,000 per month, and what systems are needed in marketing, scale, and sales in order to be able to make this happen. So why I'm talking to you, and I guess why you should listen, is that myself and my husband Tim have been running an online coaching program for the last 4 years. And in the last 4 years from that business, we have made over $5.6 million just from the coaching business alone. But combined with our other businesses as well, we've made over $8.4 million in the last 4 years. We've built and sold 4 businesses from the ground up with nutrition companies, marketing agencies, gyms, and even an events company. We've sold 496 high ticket clients that we have signed in the last 12 months. And I just wanted to show you some proof because I think there's a lot of people online that talk a big game, and I wanted to show you that it's true. So you can see here that just from June 2021 to June 2025, just in our coaching business alone, we've made $5.6 million from coaching, and our clients love us and get insane results. And I think that's a really big point of difference. We're not just selling fluff on the internet. People pay for our program within 5 days, done a lot of programs, but never been as impressed. So I just want to show you that it's possible to create a lot of wealth, work not that hard, and also deliver exceptional client results. Now, the truth is that most coaches will never hit $100,000 months, and it's not because they're bad at coaching. It's because they're building a business the hard way without even realizing it, and no one's showing them the fix. So if it's not your coaching that's the problem, then what is the real problem? I've noticed that after helping hundreds of coaches scale, I can tell you that there are just a few critical levers that make all the difference, and most online coaches are completely missing them. If you're a coach or consultant and you're making $10,000 to $40,000 per month, then you've proven that you can sell something that people want. But now it's time to make it consistent, scalable, and about freeing yourself as the bottleneck from the business. So if you're an online coach, but you currently have leads coming in, they're just not consistent. Maybe you get on sales calls that don't close. Maybe you have delivery to your clients that's amazing sometimes and other times random and doesn't always generate results, or you can't step away without it completely falling apart, then you already deep down know that if you keep doing business this way, $100,000 months are always going to feel out of reach. It feels impossible right now. Ultimately, you've been building your business in a way that just can't scale, and no one is showing you the fix. And if nothing changes, you're going to be stuck at the same current level, but just working harder for the same money, constantly putting out fires and wondering if this whole thing was even worth it in the first place. There are just a few things that are going to distinctualize you between the people who are making $5,000 a month and the people who are making $100,000 a month, and I'm going to show you exactly what they are in this video. I want you to imagine making $100,000 months without working more hours or hiring a huge team and without burning out. And these are just some of the photos from the last couple of months from myself and my husband. We've been traveling around the world, 23 different countries. We've generated over $2.3 million in that time. And I know it's possible to travel, have a lifestyle, and work and do the thing that you love and help people and also make a ton of cash. A few years ago, I was exactly where you are and maybe even worse. I had revenue coming in, and in fact, I had quite a bit of revenue coming in, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 months, but I was working way too many hours and my business fell apart every time I tried to step away, which meant that I never took a break, I never took a holiday. And honestly, I'm starting to wonder if freedom was even possible. But what happened was that my body intervened. There was no way that I could continue keeping up with the massive amounts of pressure and workload that I was putting on myself. And there was a huge turning point when I got a health diagnosis that was incredibly scary. I was originally diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and told that maybe by the time I'm 60, I would be in a wheelchair. I'm really fortunate that that diagnosis ended up being incorrect and we were able to turn it around, but it was a huge wake-up call for me in realizing that my body had created an autoimmune disease because I had been working so much and not able to prioritize the other things that mattered in my life. Having this exceptionally terrifying moment in my world made me realize that there had to be a more simple, scalable framework that allowed me to bring in high quality clients, deliver at an exceptional level every time, and also be able to step back from the day-to-day without sacrificing the growth. And what I figured out was there was just 3 simple levers that I needed to pull to be able to scale freely, and I'm going to show you those today. Since figuring this out, I've coached over 1,000 clients. Our clients have generated over $40 million in sales just in the past 2 years. And the best part is that our clients live the coolest lives. Like Kate, who is a course builder, when she first started working with us a little while ago, she was charging $40 per hour. She was working 60-hour weeks. She was making $2,000 to $3,000 a month. After working with us for 12 months, she was able to sell $15,000 packages, working just 30 hours a week. She takes 3 months off at a time every single year to travel around South Africa and all these other really cool places while her business works online. Now she's at $50,000 months, and she has a plan to scale up to $100,000 months. And this is Kate. If she can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, so can you. Success like this comes down to 3 simple pillars. If you nail these, $100,000 months starts to become incredibly predictable. It all starts with marketing. If your leads are inconsistent, it's absolutely killing your growth. Most coaches rely on bursts of lead gen, a flurry of sales calls one week or inquiries and nothing the next. 1 month you're flush with inquiries, and the next you're staring at your inbox wondering if Instagram's broken or if your many chat sequences aren't firing off. But the real problem is that you don't have a repeatable, automated system that brings in the right leads every single week, whether you're posting daily or not. And without consistent leads, everything else in your business becomes a roller coaster. Here's how we make leads automatic. We help you get up some low-cost ads that are always running. This means that you're not having to show up every single day to generate leads. You'll generate 100 to 150 leads every single week with some low-cost ads for as little as $1 per lead. The second thing that will help you do is implement a content waterfall system that takes you less than 2 hours per week. This is for your organic content, so that in 2 hours you can have all your organic content created and scheduled out for the week, so you don't have to worry about showing up and doing more marketing. And the third step is setting up clever automations that contact leads and filter out buyers. There's no point you having conversations with people that we're never going to convert. We want, first and foremost, to have inbound leads, people dropping into your inbox saying, hey, I'd like to work with you, I'd like to know more. Or secondly, at least only having conversations with people who are genuinely interested in working with you or buying what you've got to sell. In our own business, we don't even have a marketing team. We do it all ourselves, and we're able to do that in under 2 to 3 hours per week because we've got these systems in place. You don't need expensive agencies or ads agencies or ad specialists or marketing teams in order to grow a multiple $1,000,000 business online. Take Ange as an example. She's an online nutrition coach. When she first started working with us, she was working 60+ hour weeks. She was at 32,000 followers and making around $15,000 a month. She was spending so much time creating and curating content and spending so much time speaking to wasted leads in her DMs that were never going to convert. In just 6 months of working with us, she now works just 35 hours per week, has been able to simplify her entire onboarding process, but also her social media marketing process, and has grown to 84,000 followers and now is making $60,000 per month with a plan to track up to $100,000 per month in the next 12 months. And all she did was install our very simple marketing systems to give her the time freedom to be able to focus on what matters most, and that's her life and also her client results. But all the marketing in the world is no good if you can't seal the deal. You might be talking to leads, but you're not closing enough of them. Most coaches are relying on charm and product knowledge to close sales, and it works sometimes. Other times the call ends with a, I need to think about it, and then they disappear forever. But the real problem is that you don't have an offer that is so clear, so valuable, and perfectly positioned that it does most of the selling for you before you even speak. Without that, you're always going to feel like you're convincing people instead of enrolling them. And every sale is going to depend on you being on your game that day, which is exhausting and really hard to outsource. Here's how we create offers that close themselves using our sales machine. We help our clients build what we call an irresistible self-closing offer. It's an offer that's so compelling that by the time somebody gets on a call with you, they're already 80% decided. And that means that your calls are shorter, easier, and far more profitable. And it works every single time. The first thing we start off with is identifying who your ideal client is and what specific problems they have in their life. Then we recreate your offer to be designed around solving that specific problem for your client. We match up the price point in the offer to make sure it makes sense for the client that you're selling to, and then we create it as a heck yes offer that handles all the objections that could possibly come up. Becca was somebody who went through this process. She's an online human design coach. Previously, she was selling group coaching offers, working 50-hour weeks. She was exhausted and she was converting 30% of her sales calls. She was pushing so hard just to hit $9,000 per month. She realized that her ideal audience don't have the money for expensive group coaching programs and high ticket, high touch programs. And so what she did was she redefined her offer. She created a low ticket offer instead. Now she works just 35 hours a week. She makes daily sales with no calls at all. And her last month, she just made $96,000 last month. The reason this works is because she created an offer that made sense for the audience that she has. And then over the last 3 months, we've focused on scaling up that offer so that more cold audiences come in and see it and fall over and buy it straight away. It doesn't just sell to warm audiences, it sells to cold audiences too. But here's the catch. Once you get really good at marketing and sales, more clients also means more delivery, more admin, and more moving parts. And so if you're still the one that's holding the entire business together, if you nail the sales, if you nail the marketing, that's amazing. But growth is just gonna pile more weight on your shoulders. And that's why the next lever is all about scale. It's about building a business that runs without you. Let's be honest, at the moment, if you step away, everything stops. Right now, your business depends on you for everything, for sales, delivery, client problems, even admin. Even though you might have people in those roles, for them to do their roles effectively, they're coming back to you all the time, which means that if you take a day off, things start to slow down. If you take a week off, they practically fall apart. The real problem here is that you don't have systems, team, and processes in place so that business can run, and not only just run, but also grow without you needing to be in the middle of it all. So here's exactly how we scale you out of the day-to-day using our scale system. So firstly, we help you get out of the doing by hiring admin support. We'll give you the playbooks to just plug in and get your SOPs created in just a few hours. Then we'll help you hire an A player with our A player hiring funnel. We'll give you all of the resources to find, train, and hire the perfect admin person for your business so you can finally start to step away from all those administrative tasks that hold you back, like failed payments, contracts, client follow-ups, all the stuff that's causing you to get stuck working in your business. Once you free up the time from working 25, 30 hours a week in your business and you're only working 15 to 20 hours a week in your business and you have 10 to 15 hours to focus on the marketing, that's when things really start to grow and you'll gain big momentum fast. This is exactly what happened for Jess, who owns a VA agency. Before working with us, she was working 70 hours a week, absolutely exhausted, doing everything herself in her business. She was making around $6,000 per month. Obviously, she's going to be pretty good at outsourcing as she owns a VA agency, but now she works just 30 hours a week. She travels every month to all sorts of conferences. She spends a lot of time at home with her kids, and she earns $150,000 per month. That's only just starting to grow. She's only been in business 2 years. When you have the right scale systems in place, momentum builds quickly and you can scale to $100,000 months fast. So if you're wanting to scale up to $100,000 months, you need marketing leads every single week. You need sales and offer that can convert even the coldest of audiences. And scale, you need to be able to build SOPs and systems so that your business can run without you. And when all three work together, you'll see how marketing brings in consistent leads, sales turns even cold strangers into clients, and scale frees you from the day-to-day. You have a business that's predictable, profitable, and actually gives you the freedom to grow. The only question now is, do you want to keep figuring it out piece by piece on your own, or do you want us to build it with you so you can start seeing results in the next 90 days? And ultimately, knowing all this information is one thing, but having it installed in your business in the next 90 days is what's going to change everything. If you're interested in learning about how we can help you install this system into your business in the next 90 days, DM me at @StephGorton__ on Instagram, the word scale, and I'll show you exactly how we can help you do this.